Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chemical Reactions. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Juliet.
A shout out to the Chem Squad and to the Circle of Death. If you're new to their channel and would like to join either side of our subscriber base, what you do is click subscribe and then pick a side. Almost rhymes.
Easy enough.
Yes, easy enough. Alright, so we had this great plan for a 5-video week this week. And then I got sick. I caught something nasty over the weekend, and yesterday and Sunday I couldn't film anything. So we kind of missed Canada Day yesterday. I think we'll try to figure something out, maybe to do what we had planned at some other time. But you know, here we are. We're gonna be a bit late for our Tuesday video, but hopefully we'll catch up after that. So it's a special day today, because one of our subscribers, Izzy, is turning 40, and she asked a while back, so as a comment for our Megadeth video, which was like, what, 2-3 weeks ago maybe, she asked for us to do Nightwish, the Poet and the Pendulum, to celebrate her 40th birthday, which is today. So, you know what? Sick or not, doesn't matter. We're going to figure out a way to do this. So that's what we have today. As far as our Metal Maiden Monday, which is a bit delayed by a day. There's still Metal Maiden Monday on Tuesday. We're going to do Nightwish, the Poet and the Pendulum, live at Wembley in 2016. That should be a pretty good performance. And we were asked by pretty much everyone who's been requesting this song to do a bit of research before to understand the context. That's not usually what we do, but given the overwhelming request, so we did just a tiny bit of research and found out that this is actually the song that Tuomas, the main lyric writer and synthesizer player, on the band, actually wrote after Tarja Turunen, the original singer, left.
Well, she didn't leave the band, she was fired.
Was
so
she?
It's
it
talking about his emotions having to go through firing her.
Ah, okay. I didn't remember the context. So, yeah, so that's where it's coming from. We haven't read the lyrics yet, so that's really kind of the only thing we know. So, it's a 14-minute song. It's really one of those where you have to kind of strap in and listen to it the whole thing. But, it's Nightwish. It's Floor Jansen.
It's going to be worth it.
It's going to be worth it for sure. All right, as always, we'll put the link in the description below if you want to watch it for yourself. Oh yeah, before I forget, because we're seeing, so this is one White Lands of Empathica. So the song is actually built in 5 sections. So, it's great because it looks like they're actually giving us when each of them starts. So, we'll see where we are. But this one, first starting now, is White Lands of Empathica. Wow, is that floor? That is incredibly high.
It's almost haunting.
Yeah. The songwriter's dead. Obviously, that's talking of Tuomas. Are now home. Very different vibe. might be a good point to take a quick pause as we're moving from section 2 to section 3. So clearly this one was a lot about guilt, right? I'm hearing a lot of guilt, a lot of I'm sorry for the way things happened. I have two faces, right? Kind of in one way we had to fire you, if that's the backstory. In another way, I'm very sorry for what happened. That line that was repeated over and over again, I'm a whore for the cold world. I'm not 100% sure where that's coming from, though.
I take that as kind of doing what the world expects from you.
Yeah.
I read that this also mirrors, like, the life of Edgar Allan Poe.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, the poet and the pendulum.
Yeah.
I think it said that he was angry at, like, God for the loss of his mother and his wife to tuberculosis.
So the Pacific now about to start. Storm is rising over the Pacific.
I'm afraid, so afraid. Being raped again and again and again. I know I will die alone, but loved. You live long enough to hear the sound of guns. Long enough to find yourself screaming every night. Long enough to see your friends betray you. For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes, counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first. Give me a death I always longed for.
So it's interesting. So the Pacific, the more it went on, I almost read this as it's the boat singing, right? So this whole thing about take me under the sea, under the rain, blah, blah, blah. It's a boat looking for death in a way, right? But the whole thing about I'm strapped onto this altar for 3 years now, I kind of interpreted this as, like at the bow of a ship, like a mermaid or something. Like often you'd have some kind of a female statue, right, at the bow of a ship. So I kind of read that as that. But again, if you try to translate that to the Tarja history, right, she was the front woman for the band, right, strapped at the altar at the front of the band. But now, she has 3 minutes to pack up her bags and leave. That's a bit of that I'm seeing as well. So a bit of empathy for what I assume Tarja was feeling at the time.
Honestly, I've just been having trouble paying attention to the lyrics because I'm kind of more into the music right now. I'm really just, like, I guess, overwhelmed by everything that's happening. I think I've seen a lot of comments from people saying that they think I look bored when I'm listening to music or I'm reacting because I'm not very, like, expressive with my reactions, but believe me, the less expressive I am, the more I'm probably enjoying it. Because if I'm being expressive, I have to think about it.
Yeah, I think music-wise, Flora is really exploring the top of her, at the top of the range that we've heard from her so far, right?
Yeah, no, I liked...
She's really high.
I like her operatic vocals a lot. I listened to a lot of opera when I was little.
Yeah.
But...
All right, let's keep it going. Dark Passion Play. Very menacing pendulum in the background. We're back to the chorus from part 2.
Two of us was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
Heartbeat slowing down, he's dying. Mother and father. Back to the theme of cold, the cold world.
I can't hear you. But this part makes me think of Edgar Allan Poe a lot.
Thank you.
Wow, that 14 minutes went by really quick, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that was something. It feels to me, if I compare this to Ghost Love Score, right? Ghost Love Score was a bit more of a straightforward song, you know, verses, chorus, right? And a bit more contained. This almost felt like a mini album, like a mini concept album or a mini opera, right? A bit more of telling a story, like you tend to see more in progressive albums or in progressive bands, and you tend to do with my very limited experience of symphonic metal. So this was interesting to watch.
What I found interesting was that it was slower and gentler in the beginning and in the end, and in the middle it kind of got like violent almost and just more like energetic, I guess. But to me it seemed like kind of like a wave like swelling up and then coming back down, or like a storm that
the pendulum, right?
Quiet in the beginning, and which is interesting because this middle section is the Pacific.
Yeah. So when you mentioned Edgar Allan Poe, my mind kind of went to that short story, The Telltale Heart, right, where the main protagonist kills someone and then is haunted by the sound of his heart under the floorboard. That was kind of the image I was getting, right? Pendulum is something that swings back and forth very rhythmically, like a heart. So I don't know, that's kind of where I went.
Yeah, I haven't read that one. Yeah, I think what jumped out to me was just at the end where she was talking, you know, the mother and the father speaking to his son.
Yeah.
His mother died of tuberculosis, and kind of the entire song, whoever the narrator is at any point in the story seems to be longing for death in a way. Yeah. And at the end, I think they finally reached that. And, you know, I saw that as Edgar Allan Poe reuniting with his mother.
Even knowing that it was written after Tarza's departure, I probably wouldn't have guessed that just by reading the lyrics, right? I'm going the same themes as you of kind of longing for death in a way. I kind of went to that with the Pacific, certainly with the fifth part. I made, there was a couple of links to be made in the beginning, but otherwise it was a bit harder to see the link there. All right, so should we do Metal Tomatoes?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
98.
98. What did we give Ghost Love score? I think it was like...
I think I gave it like a 97.
And I think I gave it 99.
Somewhere in that range.
I don't know. To me, it feels like maybe I would need to listen to it a few times more to really... But like Ghost Love score was almost like love at first sight or love at first listen. I'm not getting as much from this one. I still recognize the beauty, and obviously like Floor Jansen was again in rare form as she always seems to be, so really you can't really call it rare form if she's always like that. But the song itself, I think I would probably give it a, let's say, 93.
I think this song just has like all the aspects of everything that I love.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of passion behind it, and there's a powerful story to be seen behind it. And I just love how it's split up into sections. I think that's fun.
Yeah, that was good. All right, I think we're going to leave it here. It'd be great to get your comments on what your Metal Tomatoes rating would be for this song. What do you think about this one versus Ghost Love Score? And again, we'll keep Metal Maiden Monday going. So if you have any suggestions, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. We will see you next time.
Peace.
Get away!